Kari Lake actually interviewed me back in 2016 when I was president. She was a local news anchor. She was doing her job. At the time, I don't remember thinking that she was the kind of person who would push debunked remedies or promise to issue a declaration of invasion at our border or claim without any evidence that the 2020 election was stolen. I guess that stuff came later because she found it convenient, because she thought, well, here's an opportunity to get attention. Listen, if we hadn't just elected somebody whose main qualification was being on TV, you could see maybe giving it a shot. What's the worst that could happen? Well, now we know. It doesn't just work out just because somebody's been on TV.
I will never back away from the good people of Arizona. I will fight for you. So, I love you too. We just came from the border today. We were in Cochise County, and boy, they have it tough down there. The border is so complex here in Arizona. You can't just compare us to any other border. We've got the Yuma sector, we have the Tucson sector, we have what's happening on the Indian reservations. We have a situation where what they're called gotaways are coming across. We've got 5 million people or more, I believe, who've come across since Joe Biden took office. Can you believe in the first 10 minutes of his administration, his priority was to strip away an incredible border policy that President Trump had put in place? In the first 10 minutes. I mean, you think you'd want to settle into the White House. No, he said, we've got to make that border wide open and let everybody come across. And he did that in 10 minutes time. We've had more than 5 million people. We've had pour across at levels that would just blow your mind. We've finished the wall. That's right, we're going to. I was actually down there today, and there's about a block, maybe a half a mile of fencing and the materials that are for the wall. Guess who paid for those? We did. Guess who's going to take them back and use them? We are. And we're going to do that right away. Wendy and the legislature is going to help us redefine that as abandoned federal property. We're taking it back. We're going to finish President Trump's wall. Yes, we are. And we're down there. We got to have a united Republican force. Somebody said it's so rare to see, the AG, the Senate candidate, the governor candidate, the Secretary of State, all of you working together. Usually politicians are pretty selfish and greedy. Not the Republicans. We are working together as a team. And we're going to work for you. So we were down there today, and I know that as bad as the border is, it's in a really bad place right now. I have so much hope because I know we're going to win, and I know that the Republicans are willing to put the hours in, show up at work, and do the job. And we're going to do that and secure that border. And we're ready for the fight. But so every day's 521 days on the campaign trail. Not that I'm counting, but my staff told me it was that long. It actually feels like one very long day, to be honest. And, we've had so many great experiences. I actually stood up here very early on for Arrowhead women's Republican group. You remember that? You probably lined it up really early on when I first announced. And so I feel like we've been through a million battles since then. But yesterday was really one of those, kind of a pinch me day. Guess who came out and attacked me? Barack Obama. Exactly. He was talking about me, and it was so funny. I'm living rent-free in Barack Obama's mind, which is great. And I didn't actually listen to his speech until today. I was on Fox, and they were playing some of it, and I'm like, wow, I'm really living rent-free. He went on and on. And they have nothing to attack us on. Okay, they attack Trump for his tweets. I'll take a mean tweet any day. How about you? Well, they can't attack me. My tweets aren't mean. They're funny, but they're not mean. They attacked him, orange man bad. I'm not orange, and neither is he, by the way. Unless the cameras try to mess with the color. So they can't attack me on that. They can't attack me for, not being able to articulate things. I've got a little experience in that. We have great policies, so they can't attack us on that. So you know what he attacked me on? The fact that I worked on TV. He attacked me for being articulate, and he attacked me for having good lighting in my home studio. That's all they've got. I was like, oh, this is so classic. Their attack on me is that I have good lighting. This is how desperate they are. So I laughed when Obama was attacking me. I laughed when Liz Cheney came in and attacked me. She spent $500,000 running attack ads on us, and we made $750,000 when she started attacking us. And then Katie Hobbs invites the worst of the worst. I would die of shame if this man came anywhere near me. Eric Holder. This was the guy that ran the gun running scheme that ended in the death of one of our brave Border Patrol agents, Brian Terry. She's actually arm in arm with this guy, and she's thinking that's a good thing. That's somebody who's out of touch, truly. I mean, this woman doesn't know what she's thinking, but one thing did scare me. Yesterday, I heard Hillary Clinton talking about me. You might be right on that. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. You know what? The fake news is going to run with it. I don't even care what they say. But so I'm fearless. I really am. I mean, once you walk through fear and you come out on the other side and are fearless, you really don't care about all these people. But I will tell you, there was a little tinge of fear when Hillary Clinton started talking about me. I said I went on Fox, I said, I just want everyone to know I'm in perfect health. We've recently had our car serviced and the brakes are in perfect working condition. And I am not. Let the record be shown. Hillary and Bill, just stay away from Arizona, okay? So I'm joking now. We're a few days away. I'm a little stir crazy from all the craziness that's been going on. But I think you all know where we stand, where we Republicans stand. We want common sense solutions, and we need them. We have a wide open border. I'm the first candidate in the governor's race to start talking about that. When I got into this, there were a few people who were in politics who said, just don't talk about the border. Don't talk about Trump. Don't talk about, don't mention the, and I'm like, that's everything we care about. Get away from me. We're going to talk about what people care about. We're going to secure the border. Starting on day one. We have to. We're going to stop the flow of. We are going to fully fund our police. Restore law and order. And you see these amazing, beautiful, precious babies over here? We're doing it for these guys. We are here, all of us in this room. I want you precious kids to know, each and every one of these adults you see here, all of us old people, we are here for you guys. Because we love you guys. How many mama bears, papa bears, grandma bears, and grandpa bears are in this room? Are you voting on Tuesday like your grandkids and your babies depend on it? What they're doing to our kids is what I think got a lot of moms and dads involved. They just told me the other day when we were looking at our numbers, they said, guess what? The suburban moms, the mama bears are moving Republicans so fast. The Democrats' heads are spinning. And it's because the left did the stupidest thing in the world. I mean, you'd have to understand nature. You don't get between a mama bear and her baby cub.
escorted this individual into this committee room who disrupted the committee? I want to talk about a number of things. First of all, I support the gentleman's amendment from Wisconsin. It's a good amendment. Second, to the previous speaker, Republicans offered an amendment to protect victims of domestic violence twice. We offered it, Mr. Massey offered it 2 months ago to the red flag bill that the majority passed, and then he offered it again last week on the so-called assault weapons ban that the majority passed. So we've talked about that extensively, and the Democrats voted it down both times. But my main reason for seeking some time was actually to engage in a question for the chair, if I could. I raised this with Chairman Nadler a week ago. We had, during the assault weapons ban markup, during that hearing, we had a gentleman from the audience disrupt the proceedings of the hearing. And I asked Mr. Nadler at the time, who invited this individual, who met him at the door, escorted him to the committee room, who did that? And he didn't give me an answer. And I was wondering if the majority may have an answer for the minority. We know no one from our side met this individual, no one's office met this individual at the door and escorted him into the committee room. And I was wondering if the majority had an answer to that question today.
Mr. Jordan, I don't know.
Are you in the process of figuring that out, Madam Chair?
I have no idea, so I am unable to answer your question.
Madam Chair, who chairs the House Administration Committee that has these rules and is responsible for how things operate here on Capitol Hill?
As you know, individual staffers from all 435 offices can and do escort visitors in. I do not know who escorted that person in.
Is that something that the House if the Judiciary Committee is not going to figure it out, if the majority of the Judiciary Committee is not going to figure it out, would the majority on the House Administration Committee figure out who in fact invited? This individual came in here, disrupted an official proceeding of the committee, disrupted, if I remember correctly, Congressman Biggs' presentation during that markup. And we'd like to know. In fact, I asked not once, but twice during the hearing, the 12-hour hearing we had last week. We would still like it, to have an answer to that question. And it seems appropriate to me that the chair of the House Administration Committee is the person who should be able to get that information for the committee.
Well, I don't believe that the House Administration Committee is charged with investigating the various offices.
Simple question. It's simple to find out.
Let me just say, in the past, unfortunately, over the decades, there have been occasions when the committee proceedings have been disrupted by disorderly individuals who are then removed, as this individual was.
But those are different.
I have strong objection to anybody who would come in and disrupt the proceedings of the committee. If that happens, they will be removed.
But in the past, there wasn't the process in place that is in place now. Individuals do not get into a committee room now unless they are being met at the door of the Rayburn building by some official staff member from someone's staff and then escorted to the committee room. All we're asking is, who did that?
If I knew, I would be very pleased to tell you.
Well, we know you don't know because we haven't told us the answer to that, but we want you to find out.
Well,
I mean,
I appreciate your question, Mr. Jordan.
With all due respect, Madam Chair, your committee used official resources to put together a dossier on every single Republican social media post who happened to object to the electors on January 6th, even though Democrats objected every single time a Republican was elected president this century. If you can use official staff to do that on 100 and some members of Congress, we think you could find out the answer to a simple question. Who escorted this individual into this committee room who disrupted the committee?
As I said, I don't know who that person is.
Well, we hope we get an answer soon. This is the third time I've had to ask. And it's been a full week, and we get the same darn answer first from the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, now from the acting chair of the Judiciary Committee, who also happens to chair the House Administration Committee, and we get nothing but, we don't know. I would yield to the gentleman from North Carolina.
I appreciate the ranking member's courtesy in the way the gentleman has posed this question multiple times. And it has not resulted in an answer to the question. But it's really quite clear. All it would take is for the chairman now, or the actual chairman of the committee, to ask Democrats who let David Hogg into the committee room to disrupt. And the the implication is quite clear of the fact that first Mr. Nadler and then now Ms. Lofgren have said, I don't know. They don't want to know. It's willful lack of knowledge. They don't care. And because it would be revealing as to how they're operating the committee.